Welcome back to Peace Talks. My name is Andre Tidwell, and I am one of your hosts here with
John Sullivan, the other of the two hosts for today.
And just a quick reminder, we made it.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Another day, another dollar, another something, along with another something.
Yes. Another Friday.
Very true. So as always, history fact, John.
All right, well, so today the city of Pompeii is buried in the volcanic ash that erupted from Mount Vesuvius, giant volcano that spits fire, much like I do on the mic. Anyways, and then that was in the year 79. 79, not 1979, the year 79. But then anyways, in 1911, the Italian military performed the first bombing raid. They did it against Libya, which was not fair because the Libyans did not even have guns at that time. So, but it was a milestone for military aviation, nonetheless. And that's all for today, November 1st.
You have been enlightened once again by John's history facts.
You're welcome, people.
However, in other news, if you are planning to graduate this December, get your application grad app now. They are going fast. You have little time left. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Little time left. And if you're graduating in May, graduation applications are due by November 25th. Forms are available in Main 108, the registrar's office. And if you have any questions, email the register at registrar@peace.edu. That's registrar@peace.edu. Again, that's registrar@peace.edu. And other news, Halloween. It happened last night.
I went to my parents' house in Cary with my fiance and puppy. We saw my mom's foster puppies. She works for a foster organization in the area called Peak Lab Rescue. If anybody wants a dog, go to peaklabrescue.com, I believe is what it is. They take great care of them. I would happen to know. My mom is one of their fosters. But she has two puppies that she's fostering right now. They're adorable. My boy Charlie was great with them, even though he's now grown to be 55 pounds. He's a big boy. But anyways, for Halloween, I wore what I'm wearing right now, which is an Iowa State football jersey. And I passed out candy, and I felt like an old guy, and it was fun. It was a good time. I sat with my parents, and just passed out candy with some of their neighbors. It was fun. Nothing too crazy. Didn't go to a party or anything. My fiance Logan dressed as a unicorn. She looked adorable. But so that was pretty much my Halloween. I hope y'all had an eventful Halloween as well. Andre, I know it's your favorite holiday. Absolute favorite holiday of the year. Andre is a big Halloween guy. I can't get enough of it.
Halloween is just another day for me, Just one day on the month, another day on the calendar. At one point, I did like Halloween.
Yeah.
I used to really enjoy when they would leave the bucket outside their house with no one to attend to it.
Yes,
you just steal all the candy and
then you can go home.
Exactly.
Or the full-size candy bars. Those are always the best. Those were always my favorite houses.
I never got one of those.
Really?
No.
Lockmere, we actually had a good number of them, over in Cary. It was fun. I had a good time last night seeing all the little kids dressed up. There was a lot of Spider-Man this year. I don't know. I mean, he's making a popular resurgence. I guess he's always been popular, but when I was a kid, there weren't a ton of Spider-Mans. If you were a superhero, it was usually Superman. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the costumes look better now.
Maybe people just have somebody better to relate to because no one can relate to Superman. He's the He's a big,
Not anymore, yeah.
He's a big buff dude who destroys everything, and he has one weakness, and that's kryptonite.
Yeah, and there's not as many Superman movies anymore. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
They were never good.
Yeah, exactly. I think the first superhero movie I ever saw was the Superman versus Batman one. And that was just weird because Batman used kryptonite to defeat Superman. And that just, why are they fighting? It doesn't make sense. Well, yeah, so Halloween was not too eventful this year for me. But Andre will probably enjoy it next year because it'll be on a Friday.
Yeah, I might have to work this time next year also. So
That's true.
who knows?
Who knows? But what do we got for further news, Andre?
Unfortunately, a few people did not have such an eventful Halloween. Seriously. So 4 people were killed, several were injured in a mass shooting at a Halloween party in Northern California. Apparently, these were some college students that were attending a party in an Airbnb, and the party got shot up by somebody. They don't really have a description on the criminal yet, and the story's still updating, but some people just end up dying, unfortunately, just getting shot in a mass shooting. As I said earlier, 4 killed, some were injured. So prayers out to the people out of Northern California. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to be careful about what situations you put yourself in, and you got to realize, sometimes the fun may not be worth it. But, I mean, I don't know, because at the end of the day, you should be able to go to a party and have fun. So,
but every time a party's there, a fight's most likely going to break out for some reason.
yeah, as we've gotten older, that's for sure. I mean, in high school, the parties were more just like 20, 30 kids in a basement. You knew the people because they went to your school, so you probably weren't going to fight them. But nowadays, as we're older people now, I mean, you can go to a party and it can be people from an hour away who just heard about this party and decided to drive in, and they're just looking to make trouble. You never know. I mean, you never know who's going to be there now. So it's hard to know. But, yeah, I mean, that's just a sad story for Halloween, especially. But, well, for a holiday especially. But, yeah, I mean, it's a common thing now. You read about shootings almost every day. So, I mean, we talked about it a little before the podcast, but gun control is like a hot button issue, and we're not going to talk about it too much probably because everybody hears it everywhere. But like Andre said, I mean, my spin on it is basically just I plan on owning a handgun to protect my home with, because you can't stop people from getting guns. I mean, even if the government was to say, all right, nobody can own guns now, people would still have guns. But I also think something's got to change. I just don't know exactly what it is. So what do you think, Andre?
I mean, just to be honest here, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
So you have to just watch out for yourself as an individual. Say, all right, if I got to carry a gun and go this place, I'm not going to go.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not carrying my gun with me outside the home.
No, I'm just saying if you have to think about that to go somewhere,
yeah, it's
like
not
a
worth
party,
it.
then you need to just stay home.
Exactly. Better make sure I'm strapped tonight. I'm going to blank. It's like, well, I don't feel like going there,
But you can't. Unfortunately, some people just don't think about that or don't have to worry. And then somebody just comes in with a gun and just does a shooting for no reason.
Yeah.
Or it may be somebody else there that you don't know that they may have an issue with, so they want to shoot up that party to try to kill him or her.
Yeah.
And now they
and you just are caught in the crossfire. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I guess my best example that is real life for me, because I don't do a ton of partying, but when UNC won the national championship in 2017 for basketball, I was there because my fiance was still in school there, and she graduated, and I'm proud of her. But we were right on Franklin Street for the celebration and everything, and then the parties were going afterwards. And I mean, as soon as they won it, like, the parking lots filled up instantly with cars and stuff. People were just driving into Chapel Hill because they knew it was going to be a big party atmosphere. So, like, people from Durham, Raleigh, and, like, I don't know, other areas around here just drove into Chapel Hill expecting to be a party. And I was actually involved in a fight that night because of it. Like, I was literally just standing outside one of her friends' fraternity houses, and it was on the part of UNC's campus known as Frat Court, where all the fraternity houses, well, most of the fraternity houses are. And it's a big, like, open parking lot area with houses ringing it. And a car full of rednecks just rolled in, literally like 35, 40-year-old men. A small, like, like 2005 Sonata came flying into the parking lot. Tires screeched to a halt. All the doors fly open, and a bunch of rednecks got out and just charged into the crowd swinging. And I was watching these frat boys get pummeled because they're all very tiny, and it was a group of 35-year-old men. And I was like, all right, I got to do something here. And so I joined the side of the frat boys, but it was just it was like, we just went out to have fun, and people showed up to cause problems for no reason. Like, they didn't even, they were just asked to leave because they didn't know anyone from there, and they were 35 and they were making people uncomfortable. And then they came back to fight. It's just weird. It's like, you never know what you're going to get into when you go out.
That's why I don't go out. So I don't get involved in none of this stuff.
Exactly. I can't tell you the last time I went to a party or anything at all. I think I went to my neighbor's the other day, but that's about it. And I don't consider that a party.
I don't think I've ever been to a party as an adult.
Yeah, I can say I don't think I've been to one since like sophomore year of college. I think, when I turned 21, I haven't been to a party since then, which is weird because now I'm legally allowed to drink. But whatever. I don't know. I guess I got bored of it. Yeah. But anyways, in other news, unfortunately, another life was claimed recently, but this was by a gender reveal. We're going to talk about this too, but so people have been doing, if you don't know what it is, these things called gender reveals for the past couple of years, where they revealed the gender of their baby with like a cake that's frosted on the outside, and then you cut open and it's pink inside, and it's like, oh, we're having a girl. People have been taking it a little farther recently, though. One family in Iowa essentially made a pipe bomb on accident. They filled a PVC pipe with some gunpowder or something explosive. It doesn't specify, but I'm assuming it was probably like gunpowder or something because of the force of the explosion. And they filled that with also the color, and it was just supposed to spray the powder up into the air, but it was literally a pipe bomb, and it exploded, killing a lady who was standing 45 feet away because she was struck with debris from the PVC blast. So, I mean, you got to be careful when you're doing these gender reveals. First of all, I don't plan on having a gender reveal party. I don't even think I want to know the sex of my children until they're born, just because that's the way my parents did it. But my mom had her assumption that I was going to be a boy, and she was right. But I think I want to know when they're born. I don't want to know before that. But I mean, yeah. And then last year in Australia, a car that was supposed to spray out blue smoke caught on fire instead of spraying out blue smoke. This one's not as funny. An off-duty Border Patrol agent in Arizona started a 47,000-acre wildfire with an explosive charge when he was trying to show his son was going to be born. It's just wild what people will do. I can't believe it, but like, it's right here in writing, and it's the AP News too, so they're pretty reliable. But what do you think of this, Andre?
It is just very interesting what people do to express themselves nowadays.
For real.
I mean, I have my ways. I do music and such, but
yes, you're not going to light anyone on fire.
Unless for some reason I have to.
Unless your beats are that high,
Very true. You never know.
Never know.
Might
cause brain damage with the vibrations.
Man,
you turn it up too high.
Listen, man.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of interesting choices out there being made nowadays. And the thing about it is, like Bergen talked about last week, technology has changed the world in a way that now we can see all the stupid things that people are doing.
It's the greatest and the worst invention
It
of all
is.
time.
Oh yeah, most definitely. My dad, when I was younger, my dad would always say how much he hated having his phone on him because people could get in touch with him at any time. And this was when I didn't have a phone. And I was like, what do you mean? I want a phone desperately. I want to be in contact with all my friends and stuff. Now I have a phone and I hate it. I don't reply to texts.
I don't talk to
I don't
none of you
answer
people.
calls. Exactly. I'm just like, I don't feel like having this. But anyways, yeah, it's technology has made it where people feel the need to do bigger and better than everyone else, and it leads to a lot of stupid situations.
I mean, it's funny because you think the invention of technology to the extent it is now, you think people are going to be smarter, more educated,
Yeah.
more enlightened, and people just got stupider.
Well, because they part of it is like if you type into Google, the question that you're trying to ask, depending on how you phrase it, you're going to get the reply you want. So, like, then they're like, oh, well, these 5 sources say I'm right. But if I type the question the way that my side of the argument presents itself, then I'm going to have 5 sources that say I'm right. So it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. There's no right and wrong anymore. There's no due process anymore. It's just everything is exactly. It comes down to personal preference nowadays, I guess.
It's because personal preference is exciting. No one cares about what's right. They always care about what's wrong and what makes their brain think in a more exciting way.
I guess people were always seeking answers, and that's why we came to the technological advancements that we're at now, was the search for answers and to problems that we were trying to figure out. But now people don't look for answers anymore. They just look for things that are like calming to them, that make them feel right.
No, they're looking for their answer.
Yeah, well, that's it. Their answer, I guess. Yeah, they're looking for things that make them feel right.
Not the right answer, but
Yeah.
their answer.
Yeah, which is why you can't have a debate with people anymore. You can't have a discussion based on anything because it turns into a fight instead of like a discussion of 2 people with reasonable thought processes.
That's why like a year or like 2 years ago when I was like starting to get into learning about the world and talking about like politics and all the issues, I realized that A, I wasn't informed, so I need to shut up.
Yeah.
And B, people, even if you're right, they don't want to hear the truth. They just want to hear what makes them feel better and what supports their opinion in issues. So you can't have an actual constructual conversation on how to fix things or how to find the truth because nobody wants to come together on what the truth is.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to hear it, and it hurts because it's an ugly truth.
Oh,
It's very ugly.
A lot of the time it is. It's just like not the answer you're seeking. But I mean, I guess that's why you and I get along, because we recognize that you got to have some form of an agreement, and we're able to listen to each other. But I don't really have anything else for today other than just make sure you go register people. And if you're graduating, make sure you get your stuff in. Like Andre said earlier, go back and listen if you need to find that email. But
also, registration starts the 4th of next week. So that's November 4th for the seniors and November 5th for juniors, November 6th for sophomores, and November 7th for freshmen. So if you're in one of those categories, remember to register because classes do go by fast, and just know what you need to take to get yourself on the right path to graduating. And
exactly.
This is the End of Peace Talks. I am Andre Tidwell, and you are
John Sullivan.
And this is the End of Peace Talks. Have a great day, and peace out.